So if you've got a role play ahead of you as part of the police recruitment process, you need to know all about CUDSAR. What does CUDSAR stand for? It stands for Confront, Understand, Define and Summarize, Seek Solutions, Assess and Result, Final Result. I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to break down all the different steps for you to enable you to have a really good foundation for your preparation in order to completely ace the role plays, especially if you're going for Police Service of Northern Ireland, where it's really, really competitive. You've just got to be better than everyone else. It's super competitive. Actually, it's the same for most forces. You've just got to strive to be your best. So, where does it come from? Well, my name is Brendan from Blue Light, and over the past 31 years, I've been helping to support people just like you to succeed in promotion boards, specialist interviews, police recruitment process. I've got a great team around me now who have all got the same sort of experience. We've all been doing this for decades. We've got a great track record. Just take a look at our Trustpilot reviews. I mean, seriously, we've got over 750 five-star reviews, and they're not just like, hey, we thought Blue Light was great. These are like small essays, which we are so appreciative of. Seriously, we are. Unlike other providers out there where you might read them and think, why do all these reviews come from different parts of the world, and why are they all like, I think it was all really brilliant. I'll leave you to guess why. So anyway, let's dive in, shall we, into CUDSAR. Where does CUDSAR come from? I first came across it in 1996. It's a old police non-contact conflict management model. Easy for me to say, hey? A non-contact conflict management model. Now, the police use another version now, they call it the national decision model, which works just as well, but it's not broken down in the same way that CUDSAR is, and we think CUDSAR works far better for role plays and far better for dealing with conflict than the NDM does. So, the first part of CUDSAR stands for Confront. Actually, I'll run through all of it. It's Confront, Understand, Define and Summarize, Seek Solutions, Assess and Final Result. So the first part, Confront, it's not about like, I'm going to really confront the situation. No, it's about making sure you've got a really good opening set of lines that you can use for any set of circumstances. And like I said, I've been using this for dealing with problems with inside the police and outside of the police now for decades. And we get so many people coming to us for like promotion board preparation as part of our academy program who say, yeah, after doing your assessment center guidance and doing your program 5 years ago, I'm now ready for promotion, but I've been using CUDSAR every day of the week, on duty and off duty. It works so well. So you need to have a good opening line. And an opening line, the sort of opening line I used to use actually dealing with complaints is I'd introduce myself. I say, good morning, my name is Brendan O'Brien. I'm an inspector here at Stockport Police Station. Now, the reason why I'm here today is because I believe you want to make a complaint about one of my officers. So what's going to happen next is I'd like you to, if you want to, just take a seat, feel comfortable, join me at this table where I'm prepared to listen to everything you've got to say. I'll make notes just so I can refer back to them if I've got any further questions, but I'm going to ask you some questions. First of all, ask you some questions about what happened. And I may, like I said, I'll make notes. I may dive a little bit deeper into some of the things that you say just to clarify things. And from there, I'd like to explore some solutions, to find a solution which you'd be happy with that is going to satisfy your needs. And from there, I'll tell you about how I'm going to implement that solution and how I'm going to keep you informed and updated as to the progress of that investigation or whatever it might be. You see how that works? Is anyone going to go, no, that's BS? In my experience, I'd get some people sometimes saying, hey, no, that's just BS. I'd say, well, what part of it is BS then? You know, what part of it do you not understand? And I'll help explain it for you. So again, you're going back to any comment with a question, and no matter what they start with at the very beginning, like, you a lot of just effing liars, I know when you're telling lies because you're just opening your mouth and talking. Don't get distracted. They're trying to distract you. You just go straight into, good morning, my name is, and then you deal with the confront part. Is that making sense? I mean, it's part CUDSAR, and it's part also, we've taken the leaf out of the peace model for interviewing suspects, victims and witnesses, in that this is your initial stage where you're building up a rapport and you're setting out a roadmap. All right? Confront. So next comes understand. You want to understand what the problem is from their perspective, so we're going to ask some really good questions in a simple to complex way using our full range of 5WH. We're also going to soften up a lot of the questions as well with things like, I'm just wondering if you can. Very, very powerful softeners. This is from the world of neuro-linguistic programming. So we've adapted all of these things to, it's not just CUDSAR, there's like loads of other little models going on inside CUDSAR. So we're also going to probe anything they say that may be vague, because trust me, their lines, their script will have vague things in there. Why? Wouldn't it make it easier if you just asked one question? Please, can you explain to me exactly what happened in respect of whatever the thing is? There's your opening question, by the way. That's your big open question. And then you just listen, and as they're talking, you make notes of different topics. Either make notes on a piece of paper that you might be provided with, or make notes in your head, because that's what police officers have to do. You might be testing that as well, like you've not got a pen, you've not got paper. You've just got to make a mental note of all the different things they're talking about that you need to probe later. But anyway, if you're on our Academy program, we go into great depth, really great depth about how to do this. And it doesn't matter what the scenario is, the same questions apply. Would it surprise you to know that the same questions apply once you've done that with that nice big open question, which you use every time for every set of circumstances? I promise you it'll work. We've got a set of questions that you ask after that, which takes them from simple questions to answer to more complex versions. And you're ending with something like, what do you feel the reasons might be for their behavior? You know, we're going to go into the more complex, in-depth questions at the end, and then moving into the next stage, which is to define and summarize. This is where we demonstrate that we've listened to them. We're going to demonstrate our active listening skills. And again, there's another model and system. Would it surprise you if we had another model and system that we overlay on this stage to ensure that the role player knows that you've listened to them? They'll get so into it. Seriously, they'll get so into role because you are going role back at them. You're role backing at them, and you're playing them. Actually, you're playing them. They don't know it. Shh, don't tell them. They don't know it, but you're playing them. You're role playing them back in an awesome way. That's just like the assessors will be just like tick, 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 tick. And you're thinking, how do I know that? Because our clients consistently get the highest marks in the role plays. Seriously, hundreds. 546 clients over the past year. 546 clients over the past year. Our success rate among them is 95% for first time. If they don't pass the first time, and that's the 5% of them, just under 5%, we keep working with them until they pass. And if they don't pass the second time, we give them their money back. We give them that option, or we can keep working with you. And that's if you're accepted, by the way. And not everyone gets accepted into the Academy, but click the link below if you'd like to find out a little bit more information about it. So where are we up to now? Oh, we're into our Seek Solutions. So you might want to ask the question, so what would your ideal solution to this problem be? I'm just wondering what your ideal solution to this problem might be. And they are not going to come back with an answer. They're going to say something like, isn't that why you're here? Or, I'm not the police officer, that's your job. They're always going to say that. That's their line. Do you think they're going to give you the solutions? They're not being assessed, you are. So it's you that needs to give them the solutions. Is this making sense? Is this landing? Let me know in the comments below. If you've got any questions, I love to answer them. I do answer as many questions as I possibly can. I reckon I answer about 90% of all comments that are made on these videos. So please do. Just put something in the comments. Is this making sense, or are you confused about anything? So in terms of solutions, I always like to go for the power of 3. 3 is a magic number. You never hear about the top 4 or the top 2, do you? You always hear about the top 3 of something. So we look at the top 3 potential solutions. We look at enforcement, what we're going to do to stop the problem. It doesn't necessarily have to be enforcement as in arrests, just enforcement. What do we do to stop the problem from occurring in the here and now? Secondly, prevention. What are we going to do to prevent the problem from occurring again in the future? And thirdly, advocacy. What are we going to do to be an advocate for the community, for the individual, for witnesses, for victims, for everyone involved, including and mostly the suspects, the offenders in whatever this sorry tale is. And again, there's ways of doing this that are just going to nail it, no matter what the scenario is. Can you see how this works? It works so well, it doesn't really matter what the scenario is. This just works. And at the very end, you're talking about, and this will be the result, and this is how I'm going to keep you informed all the way through the process. How does that sound to you? And they're going to say something like, whatever you think is best. If that's the best you can do, I'm not really satisfied, in which case you're going to go back, not satisfied. What exactly is it that you're not satisfied with? Again, we answer all of their tough, challenging, in-your-face things with a question. The power is always in the question. The person who's capable of asking the best questions always wins. So there you go, my friends. CUDSAR on a silver platter for you. And actually, you may be thinking, that's not a silver platter. You've alluded to so much. I want to find out more. If you want to find out more and find out how to succeed and to pass, guarantee that pass, then check the link below, fill out the form, come and join us, come and join our academy. We'll have a call where we look at where you are now, where do you want to be, what you're struggling with, how we might be able to help you with those struggles. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. It's only if you're a good fit that we're going to offer you the academy program, and it gives you the opportunity throughout the conversation for you to determine whether we'd be a good fit for you. It's got to work both ways. Does that make sense? Awesome. All right, well, I'll see you at the next one, folks. And like I said, if you've got any questions, comments below. Bye-bye for now.